What's up, y'all? It's finally time. We're 31 days late. Oh, I'm saying 31 if I'm even able to get this up tomorrow. Probably not. Recording on January 30th gave me about 30 extra days to pour over the details, look into everything, hear every song I possibly can, which I know I missed so many. But still, this is the top 30 title tracks of the year. I know the title says top 30 K-pop songs of the year. I was still contemplating whether or not I was gonna do like a B-sides list, and I'm going to. It's gonna be 100 days late. I don't know when, how long it's gonna be out, or how long until it's out. But I don't know. For title tracks and B-sides represent such different things to me, and groups take a lot of leaps that it's almost unfair in my mind comparing the two. Regardless, just neither here nor there. 30 songs. I was gonna do 25. It was way too hard. I cannot take away some of these songs. And even then I have like 15, 20 honorable mentions that I'm gonna show. Either way, this was genuinely such a fun time. I love talking about how difficult these things are for me because I love how difficult it is. Anything I can compile into a list, I'm going to. It's awesome. I've enjoyed it so much. I listened to a lot of new music as a result of this. That's really what it's all about. So yeah, ground rules. Like I said, no B-sides. Even if they have a music video, I'm going with what I assumed, what I looked into, the light research I did was the official title track release. I stayed away from all Japanese, all Japanese releases from Korean groups except for one, and I will acknowledge that when the time comes. I'm sure I'm gonna remember more stuff, but for now, let's get into it. I got some honorable mentions. I typically wouldn't do this, or typically, this is the first time I've ever done this. I wanted to make sure that I highlighted some of these songs. Hopefully I have them scrolling right here. Break the Break, Extraordinary Heroes. Absolutely love this song. Really, really, really started to like this group. Obviously I was doing some videos for them. It's not my favorite release from them, only because there is a song, Good Enough, I think is one of the better songs I've heard in like the entire year, in general, regardless of genre. And that one really stood out so much. And Break the Break is great. Actually, really, it's just, again, B-sides kind of take over a little bit, and that's where it is. Set Me Free and Unforgiven, both also not on this list. I love these two groups dearly. Actually, they're both coming back really soon. Twice is coming back with a pre-release single this Friday. Jesus Christ. And Le Seraphim's also coming back right around my birthday, actually, later in February. I love them. I just don't think they're the best releases from this group. I actually have both, for both groups, Twice and Le Seraphim. I have solo / unit subunit content on here over the main releases. That's not true. I have a Twice one. Anyway, love them. Couldn't find a way to put them on the list. Shooting Star, kind of / every XG music video title track thing. I love their hooks so much. Like, genuinely some of the best, most catchy, perfect pop, Western influence pop hooks you can get. There are some verses that they have I just cannot listen to. And this is not a drag session, so I'm not gonna get into it that much, but yeah, it's tough. Like, listen to the lead-in to Shooting Star, the first verse, and then compare that to the hook, and think about how those are the same voices. That's how I'll put it. Tricky House / Rockstar, I think I put both of them on the list. Again, love Zykers, just have B-sides that I think are better. And Cupid deserves to be on here. I feel really horrible even thinking about it. I hate so much what happened to those girls. I just hope I actually don't know what the resolution is. I just don't want to think about it anymore. Absolutely one of the biggest songs for K-pop in the entire year. I just feel really bad. I wanted to acknowledge that though. Okay, so we got all that out of the way. Let's get into number 30. Alright, so we're at number 30 with OOTD by Dreamcatcher. This is one of the songs that I'm actually very grateful that I did this whole exercise for, because even though this did come out later in the year, I still wasn't really checking for it. I didn't know anything about Dreamcatcher, and even then, typically I try to listen to the new releases. This just completely slipped all of my attention, and I'm sad it did because I would have liked to have heard this song for longer in my life. But truly, this is just a great song. I've heard a couple things from them, I think from earlier albums, 2023, obviously, as I was doing this. And it was like a nice, they're a Korean group, but it reminded me a lot of Japanese anime intro rock. I hate using that as like a genre description because I know it has its own thing, but that's just the only thing that comes to my mind. And it's nice, but that's nothing that I really go out of my way to listen to. But this was like a completely different sound than anything I've heard from them. And it's a little unfair of me to say that because this is I've only heard 6 or 7 songs and listened to a couple albums that they had from 2023. But truly, this is such a good song. And honestly, like, it influenced me a lot to get into them more. And yeah, I'm going to sound very effusive about a lot of these songs, even if they're like 20, low, 30, 20, whatever. This was very painstaking for me. So I genuinely love all of these songs, and it just grows the further we get on the list. But yeah, OOTD, Dreamcatcher, wonderful. Dayan and one of the Dreamcatcher members did a challenge, and that was like the first thing that came to my mind when I heard the song. I was like, oh shit, that's the one. But yeah, a really great song, and that's all there is to it. Let's get into number 29. All right, 29, we got Card with Icky. I have little notes here. For this one, the lead-in for me was, this song was a lifesaver for me as an early K-pop stan. And honestly, this is true. I feel bad for those who've seen anything I've talked about before when I interact with music. I don't put an emphasis on sexuality because why would I do that? But I'm always appreciative of groups that are able to impart that into their music a little bit, or their choreography, because I know making K-pop music in the industry is unbelievably restricted, especially if you're a woman or female idols in general. But Card being this co-ed group, making just straight nasty club bangers, wonderful. I love it. This is a great song. Again, this is the first song I heard from them, and it inspired me to get into them a little more. As I learned more about the group in general, I really like them. BM was one of the first idols I saw to speak directly in support of Palestine, which obviously I'm hugely in favor of. And I think it's wonderful that he was able to do that. But even besides that, even though definitely not an afterthought, it's just such a good execution of like Latin-inspired club music. It's just pure banger, pure adrenaline, pure sensuality, full English verse where BM's getting freaky, and that's by far his least freaky verse that I've ever heard from him. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I really like this group. I appreciate what they're doing. The more I get to know them, it's awesome. But just even if I didn't and I'd only heard this song, it would be top 30 no matter what. So yeah, that's 29. Let's get on to 28. All right, so we're at 28, and we have Plastic Candy by Hasu. I gotta be honest, I don't know anything about her. Even as I was looking into her, I don't know anything about her. Because, as I understand, she is a former Luna member, and I know orbits are insane, in good and bad ways, but insane. I think they'll be comfortable with me saying that. And they did this viral TikTok campaign when she was coming out with this album, pretending that she was like this underground indie release, whatever. And so, I mean, I didn't really care about the story because I'm pretty sure I recognized the name, so it's like, okay, whatever. But it absolutely worked because I heard this song, I was like, oh shit, this is legitimately great. Um, sorry, I'm laughing at my notes. I said R&B plus a city poop vibe makes for an absolute killer of a mood-setting track, and all of that's true. But of course, I meant city pop. But seriously, it hits all the right notes. I love R&B music. I really appreciate when different genres, different industries, K-pop or otherwise, are able to capture the essence, but like make it feel real, not feel like they're trying to extract some value from something they don't actually respect. Again, I don't know much about Hassel and her background. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right. I really hope I am. But this song is just flat out smooth banger. It's wonderful to listen to. So yeah, great work for her. I'm still so scared to get into Luna. It seems I shouldn't say Luna. I'm sorry. They all have their own different things. It's mostly that I want to support labor, and I feel like they have a lot of songs in their previous life that I would have loved, but I'm never gonna listen to them because I don't want to support that awful company. So yeah, neither here nor there. Great work, Hostel. This is an incredible song. Let's get in number 27. All right, we got Perfume by NCT Dojae Pretty sure I'm saying that right, maybe not. Regardless, this is one of the 50 different NCT subunits that I'm familiar with. I don't know any of the people that are in this group. All I know is that they made a really fucking good song. NCT as a concept is something I really want to get into because they have a lot of songs that I enjoy. But more importantly, beyond that, they have a very distinct sound. It might be different genres and different sound. If I hear a song, I don't know anything about the group really, I will know if it's an NCT song or not. And I think that's incredible, like genuinely so cool to have that specific sound. And even in a super smooth song like Perfume, it's still, you can tell that it's NCT. It keeps you on your toes while you're listening. Like obviously Baggy Jeans, Fact Check. I'm sure they had a million other releases, title tracks from their subsidiary groups. But like those two songs are great. They're a little too NCT for me to be like the best songs I've heard of the year, but I genuinely like them. Perfume strikes the balance of again, that kind of more R&B. This is a little upbeat, less like crooning R&B like Plastic Candy is a little bit, to reference the past song. But yeah, so it has that flavor, the NCT flavor, but also just like a smooth song to listen to. And the vocals in this are also incredible. I might not reference vocals specifically in some songs compared to other ones. All of them are great. They would not be on this list if they were not great. But in particular, I don't know which of the members are in this group. I'm sure Doja Jung is like a combination of the names. I just don't really know who they are. Great vocal runs. Even just the first, I'm not gonna do it, but the first Perfume, like the first seconds of the song, I'm like, okay, shit, like it hits you in the mouth. Some real talent. All right, that's 27. Let's get into 26. All right, 26. We have a group that I have listened to once on this channel, and I felt really bad about it, so I never went back again. But aespa with Spicy. I fucking love this song. It is such a perfect escape. Escape has a negative connotation because I love all of the quenya, really metallic, crazy ass sounds that they've had. I love those so much. But it's a break is a better word for it, for aespa. It's the first time they've really been able to fully go summer pop, just be on their bullshit. They filmed in LA. It's always gonna gonna increase the love in my heart. Korea, the looks were crazy. The looks are always crazy with this group. Again, everyone in K-pop is unbelievably beautiful, but it's something about aespa and the members crazy. Karina went blonde, and just everything about this rollout. This album's also incredible. I tried not to take in like those outside factors when thinking about this, but this album is so good. It kind of was like, okay, it looked like a rising tide lifts all boats type scenario. But yeah, Spicy, even standing on its own, it's pure fun, super like, but it still has that essence of aespa, but it's like you could see it's a clear breakaway from the stuff. And I'm even more comfortable putting it here because they did go back to their darker tone with drama, and you will be seeing that later on the list. Oh my goodness, I really like this group, and I think they did a great job with Spicy. Sorry to get all slow and dramatic on you. So yeah, that was 26. Get on with the next one. All right, so we're at number 25, Cat and Mouse by Black Swan. Right off the bat, and I start with this because this is also my introduction to the group. I had known nothing about them. I never even heard a song, but I did know that they had multiple members, multiple international members, women of color. I believe one of the members is from Senegal and one of them is from India. I'm not too sure about the other ones, but I do know that at least one or more is an international member. Regardless, if I'm going to be completely honest, that learning that information made me inherently want to support this group in some way. I don't know. I root for people of color. This is what I do. I will not apologize for that. So yeah, listening to this song on the back of that, I was really happy that they released such a good goddamn song because this is. I talk about this a little later. Bring it up multiple times actually, but I might as well introduce the concept now, I guess. This is like what I expect from K-pop. Like this is pure, like such a bright, happy sound, but it actually has substance. Like the sound it's more than just like this super bright, bubbly thing, which definitely has its place. I enjoy those songs. But for a song to be able, for me anyway, for me to be able to listen to a song over and over the way I listen to this song, I don't know, it has to have that those peaks, that brightness, the happiness, the great sound, the easy listening aspect of it. But I don't know, there's just something a little more. I think it's the vocals in this case. They sound incredible. And according to the group's fans, as I was looking through TikTok trying to find reactions, just for myself, so I could get into it more. Apparently, this is one of, if not the first time, they really tried going this direction with their music. And I'm really glad they did. This is a wonderful sound. I don't know much about their previous music and their catalog, which I actually would really like to get into. But yeah, for their first time, I guess, supposedly, according to the fans, this is about as close to perfect execution as you can get. Truly a wonderful song. Shout out to them. Black Swan. Awesome. Let's get in number 24. Alright, so once again, another one in the line, a run of pure K-pop bangers. We got Unoya by Billy. This is another group I don't know really anything about. Even still, I don't. All I know is that this song is really great. My note here, sorry, I'm looking back and forth. I'm trying to talk off the top of my head, but I said, I don't know if this makes sense, but this is the good version of what I thought K-pop was when I was a teen. And that kind of is what I mentioned in the last round, but even then, the point still stands. This is even more bright to me than Cat and Mouse. Again, not to compare songs or anything, even though that's technically exactly what I'm doing. It's pure brightness. Even like the little rap part they have to have, every group has to have, even though it's not really necessary. That fit within the song so perfectly. Like it's just a little breakdown, get in, get out. This is purely just having a good time listening to this. There's no way you can put this song on and you're feeling worse by the time you listen to it. And I think that has genuine value to people. So yeah, Billy. I'm going to try to keep up a little more with them because this song is worth a lot of attention. So yeah, let's get into number 23. All right, we got number 23 coming in with Me Now by From S9. Another list. Actually, this is kind of the end of this mini run of K-pop girl group bangers that we've had coming on. And I think relative to the previous titles that I've mentioned that kind of fill the same slot, I Me Now just kind of has a little extra something to me. In my notes I put it just feels a little deeper. I don't necessarily mean content-wise, like lyrically or anything, because I don't know what the lyrics are. There's just something about the register and the way the vocals hit. I don't know. It just feels like it maybe just literally it feels deeper. It sounds deeper, and that just adds, an extra layer of enjoyment to me. It creates a new listening experience while I'm hearing the song more often than the previous songs. I guess if you have to compare, because they do achieve the same goal to me, which is why they're kind of in this little run. But yeah, Me Now is just a wonderful song. I know it's technically hashtag Me Now. I cannot keep saying that. But yeah, it's just a great song. It's truly one of the, I was going to say songs of the summer. I don't really know when it came out in 2023, but it definitely caught on TikTok. I think that actually might be the first time I heard this song. I was like, oh shit. I don't really enjoy which is ironic because I'm making one of those videos now. But on TikTok, there's a trend of people being like, if the top 10 songs of the year, if people really listen to the music, it's really condescending and obvious. All the time, it's still just the most popular songs. But on one of those lists, I heard this song. I was like, okay, thank you for that. I appreciate you making this really condescending list. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Me Now, wonderful song. Truly just hits every note that I want. 23. And for me to love a song this much, and we have 22 songs to go, should tell you how much good music came out. But yeah, let's get on to 22. Alright, back to some boy group action. We got Sugar Rush Ride by TXT for number 22. I don't like what I put here, I'm not gonna say it. I'm sorry. But yeah, so like going back to this icky and card, and I mentioned the idea of sexuality in music. I would not go that far. Certainly not maybe from a lyric standpoint, but not explicitly the way that icky is. But there is no convincing me that this song isn't at least suggestive. Intentionally so, I should say. But yeah, they had a crazy prolific run in 2023, actually. I have a bunch of songs that I really liked. A couple international features that were great. But for me, this is their best title track release of the year, just because it felt very refined. Or actually, maybe I should do it the other way, because this isn't a TXT roast session, but Do It Like That with the Jonas Brothers. It's a very fun song, but it's very much a Jonas Brothers song in the sense that it's, what the formula is, you go and you execute it well, it's very fun to listen to, but it's kind of like, that's it. This is the opposite to me. This is kind of like, it certainly has the pop flow and everything, but it just feels, I don't know, there's a little more weight to it. Especially with that with that chorus and the sighs. I put in all caps, the breaths and sighs are present. And goddamn, they are present, and I'm really grateful for that. I also mentioned that this song demonstrates the need for a different, changed up third chorus when the first two choruses are good but repetitive. Like, what the deal is. It's just they picked up the vibe so much in the third and in the final act of the song. It's just a great song. It's super catchy, but like it has that kind of the through line, the real energetic vibe. I think they did a great job. They have a bunch of fucking music out. Literally, I was listening. I thought I had too many TXT songs. Like I brought in some B-sides, but they just released a bunch of music, and they were at Lollapalooza. God damn, they had a good year. Shout out to TXT, man. I think this is their best soundtrack release of the year, and I'm really excited to see what they got going forward. But for now, let's get on to number 21. All right, we have one of the biggest songs of the year, undeniably, Queen Card by G Idol at number 21. Truly is mega smash hit. Soyeon producing and writing, fucking lining her pockets, and good for her. She's making some good fucking songs. I love when groups are able to manage their own production. So actually, you'll see that in the next selection too. But yeah, one of the things I emphasize on the script is that the flack they catch from antis, whatever, for their English pronunciation, and it is goofy, but I appreciate when you could bend the language to make it fit your style. I think English is so ubiquitous now that I don't really hold it to any standard. Like I'm not going to tell people how to feel about different languages and like cultural that are important to your culture, and how to react to people. Not making a mockery of, because G Idol's not making a mockery of, but like, changing it to fit their thing, changing the base of the language. I won't get it. I will never tell people how to feel about their own thing. But I speak English. I don't give a shit. I think it sounds fun. I said it, G Idol's very, very much I'm going to be me. I do things for me. It like very much an empowerment for women specifically, and I think it's incredible. And I also think them fucking with English so much it really fits into that attitude as well. But yeah, I'm not typically moved one way or the other by messages and music. I appreciate when they're present, but genuinely I do appreciate the message and the overall meaning, like the purpose of the group G Idol has. And I think Queen Card kind of, in a very fun, upbeat, super easy listening, but like very sonically interesting. I hate saying sonically. But yeah, they represent their overall image in a very clean, but like raucous way, almost. If like that, completely different things, opposite ends of the spectrum, but it fits both of them to me. So yeah, shout out to Soyeon, shout out to the rest of the members. I really like this group. Actually, I think they just had a comeback like today. Or if not today, yesterday, the 29th. Regardless, I hope it's going to do well. This group is way bigger than I thought, honestly. I didn't think they were a small group, but they're massive. They're very big. They were playing, not festival shows. They're playing, was it Acoustic Christmas? They played some show in LA here and a couple Christmas shows in the US. They're big. Shout out to them. They deserve everything. Wonderful song. And again, by far one of the biggest songs of the year. All right, so let's get into number 20. All right, so with our first true vibe change, we have La 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 4 times, and by Stray Kids at number 20. S-Class, obviously you saw in the honorable mentions. Thought it was a great song. It was my first comeback, being in K-pop in general and kind of being into the group, And I'm not gonna lie, it took me a couple listens. It came around to me and I really liked that song. But something about the way this song hit, it's just, I don't know, it fit the vibe so much more. S-Class fit the vibe because it was crazy and, they're producing it. So it's like, it's representing all these mismatched sounds and it's great. I appreciate the production. This La 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 feels like their song. Like, undeniably, there are only a couple groups in my mind right now that I can listen to a song and be like, okay, that's theirs. Like, and this is one of those songs with Stray Kids. Now obviously, I think it's the better of the titles between this and S-Class. And I feel bad because I haven't really compared the other groups, but I'm actually a fan of this group, so I kind of hear a little more. The only reason it's this low on the list, because again, this is the top 20 songs I'd heard in the entire year. I had to pare down a list of like 150 songs. And even then, that was me excluding other songs that I already knew about. Regardless, I think in terms for actually both S-Class and this song La La La, the B-side are just really good because they make great albums. So it's like this song stands out, but the B-side is just crazy. But regardless, super powerful song. It hits you, you know. It has that feeling. I want that feeling from a Stray Kids song, and you get it from this. Wonderful job, of course, as always. So yeah, let's get into number 19. Oh my goodness. So we're at number 19, Left Right by XG. I said some things in the intro, and I meant everything, but me meaning everything of those words, all of those words, also includes the part where I say they make some of the best hooks I've ever heard in pop music, and that is 100% true here. The only reason this song stood out to me compared to the other songs is because I didn't get the feeling, not even get the feeling, they didn't do their, what I assume of them, typical voice changing rap shit that I hate it. And this is not specific to XG. A lot of groups do this and I don't like it ever. But it hits harder for me when it's XG because the rest of the songs are so good. It'll be this like it'll be a 30-second rap verse where I'm like, why are you doing this? Why does it sound like this? And then it goes to the pre-chorus, hook, post-chorus, and it's like, oh my god, this is incredible. But I can't really listen to it. Anyway, this is sorry. This is not a dump on XG moment because this song, Left Right, is fucking amazing. And to me, it's like a weight off of my chest. It's like, where, why can't you just do this music? This is still super Western, like R&B like excuse me, like this fusion sound that they're known for, and they do so well. It's just they're within the realm of vocal modulation is the politically correct terms I would use for it. Definitely not politically correct. There's no whatever. But yeah, it's just so good. It's hard for me to describe, like, relative to other music. This is, I don't know. Obviously, I have a lot of feelings about XG. Most of it's disappointment relative to my own personal standards because they make such good R&B kind of influenced pop hooks. This is an example of what they could achieve to me, which is they're very popular, very successful. Do what you got to do. They're not going to cater to me, obviously. They shouldn't ever. No one should ever do that. I'm just saying, in this ranking of my own thing, and I have created this platform for me to rant about shit. That is one of the biggest things I have with them. Massive pet peeve, but they did the hell out of their thing on this song. All right, so let's go to 18 before I start talking for another 30 minutes. Great song, absolutely great song. Take nothing away from it. Let's go to 18.
I think we could last forever. I'm afraid that everything will.
So we got 18, Like Crazy by Jimin. I can't say I don't know anything about BTS because that would be a lie, obviously. And I only bring BTS, the group, up as a whole because I don't actually know what Jimin's position is, like vocalist, right? I don't know what his position is. I forgot that's what they're actually called. But I do know that his voice on this song is pretty unbelievable. I know that there's like effects put on it. I don't know why I'm doing quotes. I don't say that as a negative ever. But just the way he carries this high-pitched voice, like super breathy kind of tone through the entire song. It's pretty crazy to me. Can't fathom how a person does that. When I talk about vocals in general, I don't really understand how that's possible. But the pre-chorus, chorus section specifically, I actually made sure to point that out in the notes. It is unreal. I don't really know what else to say about that, just because it elevates. I don't know what chords are. Don't know what shit is. I'm sorry for making so many videos about music when I don't know much. But the way the vocals are constantly ascending, and then like in the chorus, I would start singing it, but I don't want to do a disservice to the song. It kind of like flattens out and just maintains that breath, that same note. The pre-chorus going into the chorus. unreal. Incredible experience listening to it. In some sense, I'm a little bit tired of coming from a general, not just K-pop, general worldwide pop. The whole synth pop kind of 80s reference revolution thing that happened after after the weekend did Blinding Lights. I'm a little over that, but this is a very unique expression of it to me. Like, it's just different. It sounds different from all of the constant going back to the old 80s synth wave shit. I think this is really a really good song. And honestly, after Left Right, 19 on, the margin of difference for these is really tough. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of really congested, and it's gonna be a lot of effusive praise for the music because goddamn, I love these songs. So yeah, great job, Jimin. I didn't know if I was gonna say this. I said also, Set Me Free Part 2 was not bad. Leave him alone, and I still stand by that. It's not bad. Chill out. Let him do his thing. It's a fine song. Anyway, let's get on to number 17.
Yeah.
Number 17, we have Killing Me Good by Gio. I am sorry for my tone, but I worship at the altar of Gio, and I cannot raise my voice while I'm in her presence. Anyway, not even anyway, because that's all true. I'm sorry. Zone in general, I know I don't talk about albums. I try not to like include the Zone actually right here. The first album I ever bought because this song was so fucking good. And also, there was no chance in hell I was not going to buy the Gio album. But this song is... Sorry, I'm going to... Little tangent. Onces have been kind of fed up with Lindgren, the producer, for a couple years now. Why? I'm not sure. Every song they've produced has been great. They claim to love those songs, but they're just tired whenever they see. So I remember when Lindgren was announced as the producer for this song, people were very unhappy. But I mean, for better or worse, Lindgren, and I'm gonna keep using the proper noun because I don't know if it's a group. Not important. They have a sound. The same way I talk about Strokie, ATs, I mentioned NCT, like they have this sound. Lindgren has a sound, and it fucking worked perfectly. Gio's voice will work on anything. Fucking give her a car like a fucking 2006 Toyota Corolla doing a burnout, and just put that on an audio track and have her sing. It would sound incredible because she's amazing. But it just, I don't know, it fit her vibe so much. It's like this arrogant kind of sound where like her voice cuts through every single part of the instrumental, but when she needs to kind of blend in and like elevate the song itself, I love her. I love Twice. I love her so much. I'm sorry. It's gonna be hard for me to stop talking about her if I get rolling, so I'm just gonna say this. This is one of the best albums of the year and one of the best releases of the year. I was gonna say the best solo release of the year. I don't think I have. No, I do have at least one more solo. It's one of the best solo releases of the year for sure, if not the best. Great, amazing debut. I hope she makes more music on her own. Obviously, Twice, OT9 forever. But the more our girls branch out, the more they can give us incredible music like this. It's amazing. I have to stop myself. All right, 17, Killing Me Good. Let's get to number 16. All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to get this one in quick because this is the title track for the shortest EP I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be. I love New Jeans. I adore them. It's just really funny thinking about a 6-song EP being like barely over 12 minutes. Anyway, I didn't even say the title of the song. Super Shy, New Jeans, you hear it. I love this song. I think this is the first comeback as a New Jeans observer. I mean, I'm a huge fan of them. I just haven't got into them like beyond the music. Irrelevant at this point because it's just about the music and it's incredible. Speaking of incredible, the EP, the tiny little short EP, is also ridiculously good. It's just crazy how short it is. And here I mentioned the very obvious heavy Western influence. That is also unfortunately part of this Western influence of pop music. Everything is getting shorter. My gripes with pop as a whole, I will save for another video. But yeah, the Jersey Club beat in the New Jeans self-titled song New Jeans, very apparent. It's really sticks through. It's really infested K-pop as a whole right now. And I say infested not because it isn't good, because I actually really enjoy that type of music. It's just companies are not letting it go. They're just, it's over and over and over. Anyway, at least they were a little early on it, and it allowed me to fucking really enjoy this song. Also, I like kind of breakcore elements. I actually don't know specifically if that's what it's called, but I'm pretty sure I've seen like breakcore remixes of Super Shy, and it's like 10% different to me, just like sped up with like different snares. Anyway, the influence is very obvious, and I think they're doing a great service to the stuff they are being influenced by, because this is a really good song. Not their best release of 2023, and I say that to say they will be on here again. So I'll leave it at that, I guess. Yeah, because I'm going to be talking about them more. But yeah, I really like this song. This was like their first real EP release that wasn't like song, and then compile it later. And I think they did a great job. They were at fucking Lollapalooza, and the crowd was crazy stacked out. I don't know. Like I said, they're going to be back later. But for now, Super Shy number 16. Great work. Let's get to number 15. Alright, number 15, we have Moonlight Sunrise by my Nine Queens twice. It's perhaps bias showing, whatever. As we get further up this list, it's going to be more apparent that I really love these groups, not even just the songs. But you know, fair is fair. But yeah, I really love this song. This is the third song I ever heard from them, so it's very meaningful to me. But also I just think it is the perfect pop English hit that you can get from a group like Twice. The Feels was their first official English single. I thought it was a great song. I still love it. I went crazy when I heard it at the concert. But it was a little Target music-ish. And I don't say that in a derogatory way, because every time I hear someone say it's like a Target commercial song, I'm like, but I like that song. Like Levitating by Dua Lipa, there was like people like putting it in fake commercials or whatever. I'm like, this is a good song. Anyway, you get my point. And the Moonlight Sunrise is certainly still commercial sounding, but there's just something about them acknowledging that they are grown women. Again, this song is explicitly saying what it says, is how I'll put it nicely. That's not important to me, but the fact that they could do it in like a way that kind of fits the Western pop, you know, like innuendo type thing. I don't know, it just felt so, again, I don't like saying mature because it implies the previous music is immature, especially in K-pop. People like doing that a lot. I don't like doing that. But it sounds a little more mature. Something, I don't know. I think this was the first time they worked with those producers. And the producers, I forget the names, I'm sorry, but the producers were so happy to see they're at the concert, at the LA concert actually. They posted videos about like just being so hyped. And it's very clear, this is an incredible song. You could feel like they knew what they were doing, obviously. And it really shows. I love it. I love this song. I love this song so much. And also, talking about vocals, the last chorus, last chorus, oh my god. So I'm remembering it again. It's like, Jesus Christ. The vocal runs, Nayeon and Gio are like fighting over each other, just like screaming at the top of their lungs. And it's the most beautiful thing you've ever heard. Oh my goodness. And it is number 15, so you can tell how much it pained me to rank rank these things. So this is the last entry we'll get from OT9 Twice. It is not the last entry we'll get from Twice members. A little hint. So yeah, I love them. They're coming out soon. They will be back on this channel. I've never reacted to them. I'm kind of scared too because I feel like I'm just gonna break down and cry. It doesn't matter. It's going up. It's happening. Oh my goodness. Let's go to number 14. All right, number 14, we have a member, a soloist from what is turning out to be my 1B girl group, which I didn't think anyone would even come close to Twice, which is just a statement for how much I love a Seraphim, I guess. Blessing in Disguise by Ha Yoonjin. I was very effusive in these words, and I'm going to try to parse them a little bit because it'd be tough for me to read without crying a little bit. Jesus Christ, pull yourself together. This song itself deserves to be here on its own merit. It could have been by anybody and it would have ended up here. So I just want to make that clear. But the fact that it's Yoonjin and like knowing that I don't know if she has production credits on this song specifically, but she has on every other one of her solo songs, I'm just gonna assume. But I know for sure she wrote this song. And the lyrics are so meaningful. And I don't know, everything she does kind of amazes me a little bit. I don't really know how to phrase it. I'm sorry, I thought I would be more able to articulate things. You know what? I'll read what I said. I am in awe of how talented Yoonjin is, to be honest. I am not a solo stan of the group by any means. And technically, Yoonjin is not even my bias. Chewan, I'll love you forever. But this song is just, it represents everything I want from an artist. It's someone who is deeply in touch with their feelings emotionally, but also understands how to create music that sounds good. But not only sounds good, it could represent the feelings so much. Like, this song is about giving up everything one more time. She was in the was it Produce 48, the survival show that eventually ended up creating Is One. She was in that, which is how she knew Sakura and Chaewon before, but obviously didn't make it, didn't debut. She's told the story a bunch, but she was going to just go to school. She was going to give everything up. She'd already taken the SAT? She'd like applied, paid for the application and stuff, and then she got a call and for asking if she wanted to be part of a Seraphim, and that's kind of like where this starts, talking about like that flight to Korea, like the final time. Holy shit, I'm giving everything up again to do this. I don't know, just thinking about how she could explain things so personally, but it's just also this crazy, funky, like, this bass line is super groovy and it's just driving through the whole song. I don't know, it's like, if you wanted to be really emotional and think about it, you can, but also if you wanted to lose yourself in the song and just vibe out, do something crazy, you can. It's wonderful. Again, spending a lot of time spending a lot of time talking about the number 14 song on the list. That, like, once again, just shows how much talent there is in the world. And I'm deeply appreciative that I get to experience this music. Blessing in Disguise, incredible. I love this song. Let's go to number 13. Alright, number 13, we got Fighting by BSS. 17 is a group I've been wanting to get into for a very long time. I'm hoping to get into them soon. I won't talk about the group because they're coming up later. This song is the most, it's like, if you concentrated down, if you reduced liquid inspiration into like the concentrate, the thick molasses textured mass that is inspiration and hope, that is like, and you just dropped it onto a song. That's what this song is. I am very invulnerable to motivation. I don't know if that sounds stupid, but like, Motivation still talks and shit. All of it's actually like not even just useless. I actively dislike it. I think it's dumb. This is the first time, and I'm not exaggerating, this is the first time in any piece of media that someone has told me, you can do it. Like this hopeful inspiration, just keep fighting, that it actually worked. I listened to this song and I'm like, oh my God, I need to keep fighting. I need to keep going. This is some of the most pure fun I've ever seen. People like idols, performers in general, like performing their song. I've seen some of their stages just because I love this song so much, and it's just like it's pure unbridled joy, and I love that so much. It just changes everything. I don't no negativity. The reason this song for me is not higher up, because it absolutely could be, is because I'm not a really big fan of Lee Young-ji. It's a fine verse. I don't know. I just because I love this song so much. It's everything I could ever ask for from a K-pop song. It's just that in K-pop fashion, there's kind of a rap verse that didn't really need to be in there. But even in spite of that, this is absolute. It deserves to be where it is. This is, oh my goodness, pure inspiration. I listen to this song when I'm working out, and it actually helps. That's how I know it's so good. Because all of that other like rah-rah shit, whatever, maybe it's because it's English and they're being a little real self-important about the motivation or whatever, and so I get turned off. BSS fighting, it brings you up. You cannot listen to the song and be down, and I appreciate that so much. Also, just musically, it's a great song. It's super catchy. The hook is incredible. You can feel, even in the fucking studio recording, you can feel how much fun they're having, and it's just infectious. So fighting BSS, unbelievable. Let's get to number 12. Alright, number 12, we have Love Me Like This by NMIXX. Obviously, just incredible music around the board in 2023. Undeniable, especially thinking about this list. But something inside me wants to say that 2023 might have been NMIXX's year. They might have gained control, especially with the momentum that they're carrying over into their recent album that I actually just watched on the channel. I do not know the name of that album. Something Breaker, I think it is. That's an incredible album. Dash is unbelievable. But Love Me Like This is the most perfect representation of everything I love about NMIXX without having their classic switch up. It's just... I mentioned in the NMIXX video, the Dash / their album video I did, that Lily kind of represents a cheat code in music, the same way I think Jongho does in ATEEZ, where you can just ask them to sing the note at the end of a verse or end of a line, and it's impossible for a song to be bad. And in some ways, it's a bit unfair to ask them. And I know a lot of ATEEZ feel the way about Jongho, like maybe, don't make them do it every time. But at the same time, if you have someone that is that unbelievably talented, don't you want them to be singing? The lead into the final chorus, when Lily does her thing, and she holds that note through and she's pushing and pushing and pushing, and it's so powerful. It is unreal. That is like the quintessential experience of an NMIXX song to me. There's always going to be that moment, and for me, Love Me Like This created that and captured that essence the most of any song they released in 2023. They're unreal, and they're kind of only getting better. Like, I heard Roller Coaster for the first time when it came out. I was like, oh, that's good. And then I heard Party O'Clock, I was like, oh shit. And then obviously I'd been listening to Love Me Like This, and then Sonia came out, and I was like, God damn, it's just, every song is getting better. Every single time. And I think Love Me Like This did technically come out before that, but regardless, this is a great song. This group has stupid momentum, and I'm really happy for them. because they seem really nice. Which it's not a consideration when I'm making these lists, but when I'm listening to them, I'm like, oh, they're so sweet. I hope they're doing well, and they're just kicking ass. They're killing the game right now. Shout out to NMIX. Love Me Like This. Their best release of 2023.
It's about your baby.
All right, we got OMG at number 11, New Jeans. Sorry, I was supposed to say this in the intro really quick. Ditto is not on this list because it did not come out in 2023. Very clear. I don't know how the hell it's winning these 2023 awards because it didn't come out in 2023. It came out just in late December 2022. It's an unbelievable song, by far my favorite from them, just not from 2023. Okay, back to the video. OMG is the first non-Twice K-pop song I'd ever heard. Well, I shouldn't say ever. I'm sure at some point I'd heard BTS. Like I've heard Dynamite, I think, probably before I started listening to this music. But when I become a sentient K-pop person, OMG was the first song I heard that wasn't Heartshaker, Moonlight Sunrise, or What Is Love by Twice. And Twice made me realize I could fall in love with a group. But if I'm being honest with myself, this song, OMG, was like, it was an affirmation of how good this music from this industry could be. I love Twice with my heart and soul, and that will never change. But the music that I'd heard from them to that point was very much in line with what I thought K-pop was. It was just a really amazing version of it with like mesmerizing visuals and stuff. OMG was like, I was literally saying, oh my god, this is different. I didn't really expect this type of sound. And every New Jeans release that I'd heard since then, I kind of have the same sensation, which is why I love them so much. The music is just really, really good. This is, again, we're getting kind of sentimental because technically every K-pop song I've heard in my life, like in a meaningful way, came from 2023. So all of these attachments to like these old songs or whatever it's all born from the same thing because I started my journey in April. So like I've had 8 months only to this point of listening to music. That's why these earlier songs kind of have this, they resonate with me so deep. But yeah, I think besides Ditto that this is their best song, just generally. Oh, maybe Cool With You. Cool With You is so good. Definitely their best title. Again, I don't need to do comparing of songs within the group, but I don't know, it's just, this is such a New Jeans song. The music video release, so New Jeans. Again, the Ditto videos got me. They're very important. They're an integral group to my growth as a K-pop observer, and I really appreciate them for that. It's unbelievable to me that these little teenage girls have so much talent within them, and they're just making such great music, and they're performing on these unbelievably massive stages for being so young. And there's certainly pros and cons, but I believe if you have that capability, if you are talented enough to do that, and you can do it, then fucking do it. And they're killing it. I love them. I'm going to be rocking with them for a long time. Hopefully next time they come out with something, I'll actually be able to do a video and watch it. I don't know why I didn't the last time, honestly. But yeah, OMG, New Jeans, wonderful song. All right, we have entered the top 10, and we are starting off with Super by 17. This is my introduction to 17. I was never really a fan of empty choruses in pop music because it reminded me of my late middle school to like early high school days, where every song on the radio was like a fucking Swedish House Mafia, even though I kind of like that song, or the fucking Chainsmokers, and it's just this empty, uninspired EDM adjacent bullshit. I apologize if you like the music. I have no issue with it conceptually. I just really did not like listening to it. Anyway, I bring that up because 17 Super by 17 was like I it reminded me that you can make an empty chorus song and it could be really good and engaging if you just like tried. If that makes sense. I don't want to cast aspersions on the Chainsmokers and their ilk, but something about this song felt so different. And the more I listened to it, it was like, God damn, this is just a banger. And I don't know. Again, I mentioned this with Sugar Rush Ride. When you have this empty chorus, and it's like, it kind of repeats itself after like the main little dance break, you have to have a third chorus, a final act of the song that breaks out of the mold and like it just amplifies everything. And god damn did Super do that. This song really makes me want to get into them, and it's hard for me to find a place to start. That's kind of the only thing stopping me from doing a Strokiemane-esque deep dive, because I really want to. So if you know a good place to start, please let me know. But this is a song that I actually looked into the samples of, like the samples that they used to create the song, and even just thinking about that production, and like I love thinking about that stuff so much despite my incredible lack of knowledge. Just the way they built the song and like the layers and everything, so like the minute detail, the minutia of it all, it's just hearing it come to life it's pretty unbelievable. I love this song. This is a fucking amazing song. And we're only at number 10. It's getting harder and harder for me to stop myself from talking, because these songs, on top of being just really fucking good songs, they also play like a role in my life. And I know it's not really fair for for other songs, I guess, but that's just how it is. It's gonna cut deep, and Super really did that. So yeah, let's get to number 9. All right, we got Perfect Night by LE SSERAFIM, My Lovely Angels, number 9. This is their first full English release. This is the first song from them I actually have on the channel as well. I didn't really expect it to hit me like this after the first listen. I thought it was gonna be this really good song that I just like, but for some reason, every subsequent listen, it just like buried itself deeper in my head. And maybe it's because they were wearing Laker jerseys and went to Staples Center on like the only fucking good night of the year for the Lakers. Maybe it's because my brother was at the game and they walked right by him, literally right in front of him, to get into their car, and he didn't fucking know what was happening, but I was asking about it. There's a lot of like potential exterior influences that would make it go this high. But I also genuinely just think this is a really perfect song. And it's tough for me to say perfect song and it's at number 9. It's just a lot of really amazing music. But this is a song that I actually listen to every day, multiple times a day, because I have very specifically queued up songs for when I'm on the treadmill. And this is one that I know without a shadow of a doubt I will go even harder listening to this. It's just something about it. It's such a like surface level song. It's just about having a good time with your little girlies, but there's so much weight and emotion to it when I listen to it. I don't know why. I think it probably is just because of like my attachment to Los Angeles and them being here and everything. Maybe I'm willing to admit that, but it is undeniable that when I listen to this song, I just feel so happy. And not just like a shallow like happiness, which is very acceptable. I'm not demeaning that. I just feel like a deep sense of contentment. I don't really understand why. It's just something about this song. It just gets to me. And I'm looking at the time. I am literally going over the length of the song right now. So I love the Seraphim. They're coming back soon. Perfect Night. It's a perfect song. Let's get on to the next one.
It's you and me in this world 내게로 다시 와 time me 날 구원할 거라면
All right, we're bringing it back. Got some more boy group influence in this list. Bite Me and Hypin. This is by far, to me, the best song of the year in terms of like, again, I hate bringing it to this idea of sexuality, but this is a sensual ass song, and everyone knows it. Korea knew it because they were dancing with women in the song, and people got mad or some shit. It's unbelievably stupid, and obviously it's an incredibly conservative country. But I'm personally, selfishly glad that they had that outrage, because I heard about it, and that's what made me go listen to the song. And genuinely, from the first bass note, I was like, "Oh, this is it. This is what I've been needing," because I heard this pretty early on in my whole K-pop journey, and this hit every note. It's so good. The chorus is crazy. The actual dance, when they let them fucking dance, it's great. This is just, I said Perfect Night was a perfect song, and it is. Bite Me is a perfect fucking song. We're getting to the point where I don't really even have anything to change. Like Perfect Night, I would say maybe I would want it a little longer, but really no, I wouldn't. Bite Me, there's nothing. This is just every single thing I want from a song that's gonna make me feel that way, the way that feels. I don't know anything about Hypin except for that they're remarkably good looking. Every time I see a picture of the group or like a member, because I don't actually know what their fandom name is. I have some Hypin mutuals, and I'm like, god damn, like, every one of these dudes is very pretty. But yeah, I didn't even have shit on this list, or like on my sheet. It was me thanking them for a very dumb controversy, and then just being like, fuck yes, oh yes, this is fucking incredible. And it is. This is pure banging nonsense. But I say nonsense in the absolute best way possible. Fucking yeah. Let's get to the next one. We are here with a song so good I needed to create an exception. I mentioned in the intro, no Korean music or no non-Korean releases. But this is I guess J-pop song. It's from a Japanese group, Misamo, my unbelievably talented, wonderful queens, the subunit from Twice. This album is called Masterpiece, and there's really no other way to describe it. Genuinely one of the best albums to come out this year. Do Not Touch is unbelievably powerful. It's like the sound doesn't hit you in the face, but there's just so much weight to everything they say, and how like every sound leaves you like on bated breath, waiting for more. It's like it's very choppy, and it's kind of like it creates this sense of unease. And this song, Do Not Touch, is not about creating unease and like unassuredness, but it's about, and to put it like, to reduce it down, it is about setting specific boundaries, and really it's just about consent, setting boundaries. I am me, I am in charge of myself, which means you do not do anything with me until I say so. And that's a very, nice idea. It can also be a little more, you can interpret it a little more in this like dominating type of way, not in a sexual manner, just like asserting dominance over a person. And I prefer to think of it that way, just because the way that like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like this wood block, do, and it just stops. And that happens in the beat so much, and it's like it creates this, like I said, unease, but there's really no other way to put it. It's like you're unsure, The only thing you're sure of is that you need to listen to these women. You do everything they say. And god damn it, that's the only way to live. I love them so much. This is unbelievable album. I don't really have, it's, again, with all Twice content, it's very tough for me to stop when I get going. So I will say, I hope that we see more from them. They're allegedly, a Momo solo album might be coming, and if that's the case, we're gonna be going crazy. But yeah, Unreal, it's such an incredible song. I know this isn't the point of this channel, and I don't like getting into it, especially with female groups, but I don't know if 3 women have ever looked as beautiful standing together in the history of mankind. That music video is a work of art, literally, and in the masterpiece sense as well. It's unreal. I love them. Genuinely one of the top 10 songs of the year. Let's get to the next one.
I'm the drama.
All right, with their second entry of the list, we have Drama by aespa. And this is honestly a surprise. When I was making these rankings, I was a little surprised that it ended up this high. Not because of the song, just because it came out so recently, like mid-December, I think. I'm bad with dates, but like around that time, because it was, oh no, mid-November, because it came out a week before The World Will by AD, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, it's a very late entry into the universe of music, let alone just like my whatever list that I'm trying to create here. But this is possibly, and I say this with great weight because I love their music so much, this very well might be the best title track they've ever released. And this album's incredible too. But something, if you're online in any capacity engaging with K-pop, it is impossible to miss people posting about the bridge into final chorus, into the post chorus, I'm sad, like, and they're posting that for good reason, because my god, it's one of the best moments in music listening that I've heard in a very long time. I was just tweeting yesterday about how the last minute of How to Disappear Completely by Radiohead, one of my all-time favorite songs, is probably the most beautiful last minute of a song I've ever heard. Different songs, but god damn it, the last minute of Drama is unreal. And like I don't have a problem with rap and music in K-pop. I have a problem with its execution. I don't have a problem. In fact, the way that I differentiate good music, good K-pop music, to me, from elite, amazing, great shit, is if the rap does more than just sound fine. If it elevates the song, because there's always gonna be a fucking rap. If it elevates the song, that's how I know it's like they're actually paying attention to the music they're making. I think the rap section in this really good. I think Karina and Giselle are fucking good. They sing too, and they sound great. Winter and Ning Ning, unreal vocals, but I mean everyone knows that. A lot of stuff I can go rambling on about because I genuinely really like aespa. It's just I appreciate the care they put into their music. Like I watch their production behinds and like how they're in the studio. They give a shit, man. All these people care, but it's like you just feel it. You can't have a performance like they do, especially in the last minute, and not care. So I really appreciate them. Drama, undeniable, incredible song. Let's get to number 5. You know what time it is. Number 5, we got Bounty. This might be controversial with the 18E that are certain to be watching this. Because for a lot of them, this is the best title track from the World era. And just probably considered one of their best they've ever released. And it's number 5 in 2023. I do not disagree, except that I think they had another song that was just better, which obviously is coming soon. Bouncy is unbelievable. It is somehow a departure from all the music all the title tracks they made before, while simultaneously fitting in perfectly with all of it. And that's just something that really only ATEEZ is able to do. They create this sound. From the very first song, they created this sound, this concept that they have, both literally in terms of like lower concepts, but also just musically. And they've stuck to that so much. They created such a strong foundation that they can branch out, but they still have this concept that they can. It just, everything fits into it. And even with Bouncy, which is their most popular for sure, until Will at least, or excuse me, until Crazy Form. Well, I guess that both works. It's like it was very much for radio play relative to a song like Gorilla, which thank God I didn't have this platform in 2022, because I would not stop talking about it. I already don't stop talking about it. But with Bouncy, it was clear. It was like, we are taking this to another level in terms of our growth, our popularity. Especially when you listen to Outlaw, or excuse me. Oh yeah, Outlaw, I was going to say. Outlaw, the album as a whole, the rest of that album is insane. And not that Bouncy isn't amazing, because it is. But something about Outlaw and the sound they go for, it just, Bouncy very clearly sticks out. And for good reason, because this is an unreal song. It's probably, I would still argue, it's the most important song they've ever released, because Crazy Form is the biggest. It broke all of Bouncy's crazy like rate timing records and stuff. But without Bouncy, Crazy Form can't have that success. Bouncy, again, very important to me, because that's the first ATEEZ song I ever had, and ATEEZ genuinely changed my life. So there's no way I wouldn't show it respect. But also, this is a top 5 song of the year, just flat out. It is what it is. I'm going to talk about ATEEZ again in like 5 songs. So I shouldn't go on too long. But yeah, this is, in a world of ATEEZ insanity and like darkness and crazy sounds, this stands out as a song that everyone will listen to and just lose their mind to. It's just so fun. It's ATEEZ, but it's so fun. And it's a perfect combination of the two. Oh my goodness. Let's get to number 4. All right, we are winding down the list. We have number 4, I Am by IVE. In spite of this massively swayed girl group, boy group ratio on this list, because it does represent what I listen to. I listen to way more girl group songs. I think I Am is the best title track released by a girl group this year. I didn't judge these or rank these based on like, oh, how does it sound for a girl group? How does it sound for a boy group? It was just music, but then so that's just how the list turned out. But to that point, I do think, and it's actually, I wrote this as well, it's the most perfectly crafted K-pop sound from a girl group that you could have. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't. I expect different sounds from boy groups versus girl groups, not because I want it one way or the other, but because the industry has pretty clearly defined sounds one way or the other for like the respective groups. So when I think of what a girl group can do at the pinnacle of the traditional sound, whatever that may be, this song is genuinely it. It is massive, first of all, like super iconic in the industry. It blew up crazy. I was way bigger than I thought, also, just to say that. It has every element of a good song. I mentioned a couple songs ago, the rap didn't just keep it the same level. I actually think it was a really worthy introduction, or like inclusion to the song. It elevated it. They even had a they went into rap, and then they had that little breakdown section too, leading into the pre-chorus, and that was great. All of the little things, the little idiosyncrasies in music and K-pop music that can really fuck up a song, in my opinion, they hit those beats, and every single one of them just kept elevating it. And I love their voices. I know I have a couple of videos about them on the channel. This is just great. I still need to listen to this album, actually, which is a very big fault of mine. But truly, I think this is the best version of a girl group release, of a traditional sounding girl group release. It is unreal. I actually met my first almost K-pop friend hearing this song at a party and being like, "Oh shit!" And then I saw someone else like dancing to it. This was like a week into me listening to K. Actually, I heard this song very, very early, before I was even comfortable with myself identifying as a K-pop stan. Anyway, so yeah, it has that similar place in my heart, whatever. But truly, this is flat out K-pop perfection, if I'm being honest. It's perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing, and I'm glad they didn't either. All right, let's get to number 3. All right, so from what I think is a perfect rendition of the traditional girl group K-pop sound to what I think is a perfect rendition of a traditional K-pop boy group sound, with In Bloom by Zero Base One. Honestly, this one and the next song coming after this, I legitimately had to think about placing which one over the other, which when you find out what number 2 is, you're going to think is crazy, given how much, whatever. But truly, this is, I don't think I've heard a debut song, and obviously I haven't been around enough to catch a lot of debuts live, but just going back and listening to the group's first songs, I haven't heard a debut song that was of this quality from really anybody, if I'm being honest. Obviously, there can be examples that you throw at me and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, maybe. But I think, as we're getting further in, I've said this more, I think this is a perfect song. There's not a single thing I would change. They have the necessary, mandatory high note going into the final chorus. They have like the beat. They take away the instrumental for a little bit and they do the delayed come back in again, the third chorus. I talk about the third chorus a lot because to me that's what differentiates a lot of pop songs. And so if you can execute it well, it's really hard to beat, and they fucking destroyed it. And I think what I appreciate even more about it is after hearing Crush, actually I probably just posted that video. It's very nice to hear in the moment the establishment of a sound for a group. The very high-paced kind of breakcore-ish snare and hi-hat, whatever that fucking drum combo is. It's very, like, I can hear that song, and they've released like 5 songs, and I'll be like, is that Zero Base One? Maybe it's because I'm naive. Very possible. It feels like they're creating their niche in the sound, and I'm very happy about it because this song is, from the second I heard it for the first time, I was like, holy shit, we are getting to levels that I didn't know were possible. Not even just out of ignorance. I've never been into K-pop, but these songs are like sticking with me very hard. So yeah, I appreciate Zero Base One. They will be present on the channel more, way more actually. I'll probably talk about that more in its own thing. But yeah, just want to let you guys know the Strokiemane universe is expanding, and they will be part of it. That's how much I like this song. Yeah, let's get to number 2.
Get up. Get up.
All right, here we are with number 2, Crazy Form. ATs. There's no way the AT&E watching were not expecting this. Maybe they're actually expecting number one. Regardless, they knew it was. There was no need to be convinced that this song was one of the best songs released of the year. B-side, title track, it doesn't matter. This is the most pure ATs you can get, while also being completely approachable for non-AT&E, people that aren't looking for the AT sound. And what I love about the song so much, what I love about ATs in general so much, is that they don't pine for that. They're always going to make the song they want to make. It's going to work. It's kind of like watching I always go to basketball. I'm sorry, I don't know how many people watch basketball. But right now, the concept is that you want to shoot a lot of shots that are you want to shoot a lot of threes. There's a play style right now that is dominating, and people want to emulate that because it's the easiest way to get success. That's the way I'll frame it. And ATEEZ is a team that doesn't give a shit about that. They're going to pound the paint. They're going to do essentially the exact opposite of what all of these groups are doing, and they're still going to have the success. They're going to have more success than you can fucking imagine. And there's just something so authentic about them and their personalities and the music, and it reflects everywhere. And I'm obviously incredibly effusive about that. I've said that word like 5 times. I've said that word more in this video than I ever have in my life. But it's very obvious how much ATEEZ means to me. No secret. I wouldn't hide it anyway. It's just, they're so inspirational in this creative process. It's very difficult for me to be creative in any way. But when I hear the music they make, when I hear Crazy Phone, when I hear any song from any album they've ever made, it's like, typically I would get discouraged being like, I would never be able to get there, which obviously I wouldn't. But it's encouraging to me. It's thinking about, knowing that there are people in this world that are so supremely talented that they can make stuff like this. It inspires me to give it a shot. It does the exact opposite of what it usually does for me, when it's like, oh, well, what's the use? I'm not going to be that good. Fucking, of course I'm not going to be that good. But they do their thing. Everything ATEEZ does is for ATEEZ. It's for AT&E. It's for the community they built by being incredible. And I don't know, it's just something so wonderful about that. I barely even talked about the fucking song. I love it. I love this album. I love them. Crazy Form is a perfect balance between Gorilla and Bouncy to me. Gorilla is one end of the spectrum, insane musicality, unbelievable. Still, in my opinion, the greatest song they've ever made. Bouncy is similarly unbelievable, but way more approachable. Crazy Form is in the middle, and it's the perfect middle, literally. I don't typically go for the centrist bullshit, but in the middle of being in the middle of Gorilla and Bouncy, no better middle ground to be. The song's definitely ended by now. I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell I'm doing with that. Goddamn, I love them. I would sell every body part that I have to go see Coachella, and then I would just die on the ground. I would just melt into a puddle after they're done performing. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get to number 1. Alright, we have arrived at the number 1 song, Standing Next to You by Jungkook. I talked about a lot about how difficult this was for me, ranking. It was fun, difficult, but it's tough. It's very tough discerning between how much I value one song over the other, blah, blah, blah. The one song I'd had no issue placing it where I was going to place it was this song. There's no real K-pop universe in which I exist where I don't think this is the best song released in 2023. And honestly, I was surprised by how strongly I felt about it, because I have no attachment to BTS. I've never been into them. And something like ATEEZ Crazy Form, which is legitimately one of the best songs released, obviously. But like it had such a deep personal attachment to me. I figured, that would win out. But every time I listened to those two songs back and forth, back and forth. But every time I heard the first fucking couple notes that sat next to you, I'm like, this is it. There's nothing really better that I've heard in anything in K-pop, and it's interesting calling this K-pop because obviously Jungkook, K-pop idol. It's a full English album. He promoted this not exclusively in America, but mostly in America, and maybe exclusively. I actually don't know much about his promotion process. So nothing about this is really K-pop, but I don't care because he is a K-pop idol, and it is undeniable. Whether it's in English, Japanese, Korean, it doesn't matter what the language it was. This is just the best song that was released last year. This album legitimately is incredible. It's tough for me to talk about the song because in some ways it's normal because it captures everything I love about like early 2000s R&B sound, but like with a more kind of new age jazz funky bass line. It just takes all of the best parts of it and makes it this perfectly created song. And looking at the list of producers and writers, there was really no expectation of anything less. But even then, like Jungkook's vocals are fucking incredible. He hits every note exactly the way it needed to be hit. It's not like some insane vocal run, crazy belting, all these things, but he understands the song so well. And a large part of my admiration for the moment he captured is brought from the bizarre nature of Korean military service, because I spent a lot of time, and I mean like legitimately a lot of time, thinking about the mental pain, the mental fortitude you have to be legitimately the biggest star on the planet, going to sing not even a concert, you're singing one song in Times Square and you have 60,000 people packed to the brim, hanging on your every whim. And then 1 week later, you have shaved your head and you're in the military for 2 years and you're not going to see him for 2 years. Like, that would genuinely shake me to my core. So, first of all, shout out to Jungkook. Shout out to all the idols that have to go through that. I don't believe in military conscription myself. I don't really fucking believe in the military. Korea is different than America, obviously. Regardless, that I spent a lot of time thinking about that, and as I was thinking about that, I was listening to the song, so maybe it really amplified everything. But truly, it's such an insane thing to think about for me. But yeah, this song, it's like it was literally handcrafted to be the biggest hit in the world, and ironically, it's not even the third. It's only the third biggest song on his album. Like Seven, by far the biggest in terms of numbers. Good song, fine. Like all of the songs have Western influence because it's an English album, but Seven 100% was like a let's get on the radio type beat, and it fucking worked because it's a good song. 3D, I despise Jack Harlow, but he was fine, and Jungkook's verse on it legitimately great, and the beat's really good, so I actually like that song more. But Standing Next to You, it's a moment. It's an incredible, incredible R&B song. It's definitely the best execution of that type of sound I've ever heard in K-pop, by far, from any K-pop idol. So it's not just this concept that I'm trying to grapple with for myself. The song is unbelievable. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's hard to describe, really. I've been talking about this one for a very long time, but it's the number one song, it deserves it. I mentioned that the Usher remix was actually good, and I think it's the first time I've heard an English remix of a song, from a Western artist, and I was like, this elevates the song. But Usher is, for all that he is, outside of music, He is a legitimate R&B legend. He has just a fucking unbelievable catalog of music. And for him to hop on this song and make it sound like it was made for him, and the quality of the music is the same, that just says a lot to me personally as a listener of music, to the quality of Jungkook's song. It is an incredible, wonderful song. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's transition out of ranking music. This took way fucking longer than I thought it would ever take to record. I guess talking about 30 songs for upwards of 3 minutes at a time, a lot of talking. This is probably the second part of the video that you saw, because I don't really want to release an hour long, 30 long video. Hour and 30 minute long video. Holy shit, I am so sorry. I love doing this. I love being able to talk to you guys on this. This is an incredible time. I talk about how it's difficult and stuff. I put myself through it because I want to do it. I love it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will be back more often. Once again, I'm going to plug a Patreon that I have not launched yet. Completely free. Doing Kingdom. Doing Boys Planet, actually, which is why I mentioned Zero Waste One earlier in the video. And just stuff. A lot of stuff that I want to do. Stuff that I can't really watch on YouTube because copyright shit. So yeah, I'm working on a video essay script. Very early moments. I have the idea of what I want to do. I've never been able to fully realize my ideas in that sense because I've had a couple different ideas for it. I can't get over the mental hump of reading my own writing. But if I can, I think you guys are really going to like it. I'm really excited about what the concept could be, so I want to follow through. So I'm hoping if I say it in a video and you guys hear it, that it forces me to. But yeah, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do this. I don't care if it's 2 a.m. as I'm talking about, as I'm saying this. It was a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of the shit that I said wrong about your groups and where songs should have been. If you have the capability in you to rank your own videos, excuse me, to rank the music, rank your favorite songs, do so. Let me know in the comments. Be awesome to hear what you guys have to say. Otherwise, I'll be back soon. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.